So what is up guys, and today we kind of have an unusual video, and that's because instead of talking about gameplay directly, we're going to mostly be talking about the state of the game. It has been such a hot topic in the community just because revenue has been down, the amount of players quitting has been going up, and there's a lot of new big gacha games coming out in this year actually for 2024. So Smilegate definitely needs to do something, and I think part of the reason why this game kind of feels like there's not really much happening is because of the slow content, right? We had the cancellation of the Awakened Potential system, which potentially just reworked every single hero in the game, but not just a rework, it really relied on memory imprints, which made everyone super mad, and everyone was threatening Smilegate to quit, and they actually reverted it, which was probably planned out for a long time now. It is like kind of a cash grab as well, but Smilegate definitely had a lot of content planned around it, but that has been shut down. People are also saying maybe the content's slow because we have a new vice president from Netmarble who's not really known for being that great with player feedback, and maybe we possibly have another new collab. But you know, honestly, there's a lot of problems with the game it seems like, and I think that they should definitely try to tackle some of these issues, if not all of them. So the first thing we're going to talk about, now keep in mind these aren't just what I think, these things are being talked about everywhere, is Rift. So Rift is an area of content which is used to farm gear. Only problem is that it is locked behind very specific units. It also has a problem where you need to level up this Rift control level, which takes forever, and if you don't have good units, it's really inefficient to level it, so it's double the inefficiency. Also, farming these points takes forever and the rewards aren't even that great. And also the season is 6 months long. So I think there's a lot of things they can do to fix Rift. One, I think the season should rotate every 3 months. And then also they should probably double or triple the EXP you gain here, because in the later levels, guys, this takes forever to level. Like actually forever. Like a couple of days for one level, which is insane. And probably scale the rewards back as well, or give more rewards, right? And that's because Rift is a source of gear that's the best in the game for just gear, and by locking out new players and making it only for late game players just seems pretty counterproductive, especially because people only farm Rift if you can kill it in one round. It's very hard without really good gear and also very specific units, and not also to mention these units that you use for Rift you don't really use anywhere else, so you have to invest Mulgora, you have to invest catalysts, runes, your good gear, just very weird. So I don't really know. I think they should probably rework it. Another thing I want to talk about is the side stories. So it really seems like they're not really releasing new side stories, it's just recycled content. We've had this Advent side story in the past. If you go back to the other side stories, we've had I think like 3 months, 4 months of just reruns, which is insane. Maybe besides like one, which is not that ideal, right? You just want more content in the game. A lot of people play for the story actually, and it just kind of makes it pretty boring, I'd say. Also, another thing that they're missing out on, which a lot of people are talking about, if you have been looking at the Epic 7 Reddit, there's a lot of artwork, is skins, right? People just want more skins in the game. Before people ask why I don't have skins, I didn't play RT at all during those seasons, but so many good skins in the game, so much potential to make extra cash and support the revenue for the game, and allow them to actually spend more money on the game in turn. But they're not doing it, and skins make a ton of money in a lot of games. Like League of Legends, for example, skins make a ton, right? That's pretty much all of the money that they get, so definitely enough to fund Epic 7 a lot if they just put more effort into skins, and that's a lot of revenue that they're missing out on. And another thing we're going to talk about is Arena, so PvP. I think PvP right now, it's the same, nothing wrong, but they did announce they're actually releasing Draft Mode World Arena, and I really hope that comes out very soon, just because regular World Arena, even though it's really fun, don't look at my win rate, guys. I'm not this bad. I actually forfeit games when I can't showcase certain units, but the thing is, like World Arena, it is fun, but it gets kind of boring because you're playing the same units, and also because you need a ton of units geared pretty well to actually compete, and you need specific units. It's just a area of content that's pretty much gated to the late game players. If you're new and you don't spend money, it's hard to ever reach a point where you can compete fairly with the top end players who've been playing for a long time. So I think they really need to add Draft World Arena, definitely have some events around it, and maybe give more incentive to play World Arena. Like for Draft World Arena, you don't need any gear or units, so they should definitely give you energy every day for playing a certain amount, or like even gold or gear and stuff like that. I think that'd be a great way, or even currency, which is something that could revive the game, because regular World Arena, although it's fun, it's just very, very repetitive and it's hard to get into, right? Another thing we're going to talk about is the summon currency. So there are a ton of banners, right? We just had the custom summon, we have the special mystic summon, we also have a ton of banners that just ran that actually featured a lot of limited units. Like if you look here, I know you guys have been seeing this a lot. We had the custom triple RGB summon, we had a mid limited unit, we had Laya limited unit, we had Elvira new unit, we had 2 limiteds back to back. Before that, another custom triple. We had Fumir as well. We had just a ton of new and limited units and collabs, and people are running out of currency. Not to mention with mystics, we have new ones every other banner. Some of them end up being very broken. For example, Abyssal Euphine, one of the best damage dealers in the game, if not the best. We have Urban Shadow Shu, also kind of taking that spot. She's super powerful. Navy Captain Landy, of course, we already know about her. And people are saying that they can't pull for everything they want. And I know a lot of people say, oh, just don't pull in every banner, pull for what you need. Yes, but you also have to understand, you can't actually pull all these strong units. Like, there's no way you're pulling Abyssal Euphine, Urban Shadow Shu, and Navy Captain Landy within the span of 3 months, unless you get super lucky. And all 3 of these units are super meta in the PvP meta. Also, for PvE, you have like Ocean Breeze Luca, Lethe. You also have 2 collabs running at the same time. You definitely want to pull for those. You have Limited Lilius, who's very strong. You have Kane, who you need for Rift. Noggle, who's very strong, right? Unless you get some sort of luck, you're not pulling all these limiteds and new units, right? And you're going to end up missing 1 or 2. And sure, people are going to say, just pick the ones you really need. Yes, but if you want to play World Arena and you want to be able to actually compete and get into the higher ranks and play competitively and not just play noobs, then you actually kind of need to pull for a lot of these units. And this is actually the first time that I've actually experienced this, especially as a player that can usually pull for a lot of things, because I have all the units already almost. In the past, like around this time, this was never really an issue, right? Sure, we got new units, sure, we got, collabs, but it feels like right now we're just getting so many new units, so many collabs. I think what they should probably do is either, bump up the amount of currencies we get, or they should probably just, not release as fast, right? Sure, new units are great and stuff, but it's really hard to pull for all of them, right? And I'm not speaking for myself, I'm speaking for other people, because I know for sure the majority of people can't pull for all these units. So if you're an old player, you've been playing for a long time, sure. But if we're talking about the state of the game, you want new players to be coming in at a good rate. Otherwise, the game will end up just dying, right? Not dying per se, but it just won't be as fun because not a lot of new players. Playing games without a large player base ends up being pretty boring on a lot of times, because the company also stops caring and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they should do something about this. I don't know what they can actually do. And also what they should change, in my opinion, is refreshing for bookmarks and mystic medals in the shop. It just takes way too long. But yeah, that's kind of what I think about the game. I could talk about gear, Mologora, and stuff like that, but I think that's a problem common to a lot of gacha games. And I think Smilegate has been a lot better with the gear. I'm not gonna lie, like there's so much gear now, and they give you a lot of materials to reforge and also reroll and conversion gems. So I can't really complain about that too much. I think the biggest complaints are the content and the summoning. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys actually think. I'm not like super like heavily against Smilegate right now. I'm just kind of relaying what a lot of the community thinks to you guys, because you guys are also the community. And I'm just wondering what they can actually do to actually make the game better. Because I am, of course, a content creator for Smilegate, and I am actually in direct contact with them always. So anything you guys put in the comments that you want to change to the game or think will make it better, just let me know. I'm always on your guys' side, because if this game dies, this YouTube channel won't actually do as well, obviously. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So let me know in the comments down below what you think Smilegate should do to actually fix the game.